Good evening students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to show you how to do a maxillary and central incisor carving. So this is the natural tooth of tooth number 21, permanent maxillary left central incisor. Okay, so for the carving to be carried out, this is your first BDS exercise in dental anatomy and oral histology class. So from here onwards you will be asked to carve all the natural teeth in the oral cavity. So what are the basic armamentarium or the materials required for your carving is a good wax block, a lacron carver. So this is the appearance of a lacron carver. One, your geometrical divider, 15 centimeter metallic scale. Make sure it should be metallic. Never use a wooden scale or a plastic scale for a carving. Always use a metallic or steel scale. So this is a natural tooth of maxillary, permanent maxillary central incisor, tooth number 21. So in this, first we will see the overall architecture, the morphology of the maxillary central incisor. So always for the maxilla we should hold the teeth, natural teeth, in this position only. For the mandible we should invert the tooth in its lower position. For maxilla it is upward because the position of the maxilla and the skull bone is like this, that is why. Okay, so first we will see the aspects. This is the crown. This is the crown of the tooth. This is your cervical line. Okay, small line will be there that differentiate or divides the junction between the crown of the tooth as well as the root portion. This area is called as cervical line. It extends towards the mesial, lingual or the palatal for the maxilla and distal. Yes, and below, above to the cervical line is your root surface. Okay, so from towards the midline is called as mesial aspect, and away from the midline it is called as distal aspect, and direct opposite to the or the behind area of the labial aspect is called as your palatal surface or the palatal area or the palatal aspect also you can call it as. So you can have a lingual fossa in this area and a cingulum, a prominent cingulum that is seen in your maxillary central incisor. So this is your distal side or the distal aspect. So all those things we are going to do in this carving, showing each aspect in different stages. Okay, first what are the things you have to do is, first take a good block. Make sure that you purchase a new good company of block, because if any defect is there means, or any voids or bubbles are there means, very difficult to carve in your wax block or the modeling wax block. Okay, so when you take it, inspect the block. That is the first step. First step is inspect the block for any defects or bubbles. First, next step is smoothen the wax block. So slightly, without giving much pressure, using a carver, slightly remove the wax from the surface of the wax block. Okay, from all the surface, without giving any pressure. It should be slight and gentle on all the sides. And make it smooth. It should be smooth from the top portion also, and it should be flat. Again, it is again important. Okay, make sure that your block should be firm in order to have a good control of the carving. And one more thing is how to hold your instrument. That is more important for the proper control and the working efficiency of your each instrument that is used in your dentistry field. Okay, this is a modified pen grasp. Okay, pen is like this. Okay, pen is like this, and modified pen grasp is like this. So this is the modified pen grasp for proper holding of your instrument when you are doing the carving. Okay, from all the surface you have to smoothen it So slightly only your wax will come out, not don't do anything much or you may lose the wax. Okay, make sure you use one sheet or a rubber sheet or elastic sheet or something called as, specially they used to call it as Macintosh sheet for doing your carving. Okay, Macintosh sheet, you have to use it for putting all your waste, okay, scraps, not waste, scraps, okay, wax scraps should be there in your Macintosh sheet. So next step is divide the block into 2 equal parts. Okay, we'll go step by step. Okay, you should not jump in a direct this one now for the carving. You should learn step by step because you are all beginners now. Okay, so we should always go in a step by step procedure. Okay, so just measure the block. Okay, how much it is coming? Around 12. Okay, 12 mm. So midpoint of 12 is 6. Okay, either you can measure using your scale or you can take a measurement from your divider, that is on your choice. Okay, so in this I'm going to do in the scale. Okay, so draw one small, put a small dot here, actually not too much deep also, or don't try to break the block also, that is more important. So next surface, next area of the block, there also I'm putting one small dot now to draw the midline. Okay, here 6. Okay, total it should be 12. Here also 6. Yes. So from here, from the starting, draw the line. It should be straight. Okay, there should not be any curving like this or any jumping like that. It should be straight. Okay, dividing block into 2 equal halves. Fine. So in all aspects, all the surface of the block I'm doing it, drawing the midpoint. Okay, fine. Okay, so next we'll mark the aspects as I told in your natural tooth. Okay, mark the aspects. Okay, first is labial, put labial LA. Okay, LA. Next is mesial M. Okay, then it is P for palatal. Okay, for the maxilla it is always palatal because it is facing towards the palate, and lingual means towards the tongue surface, facing towards the tongue. It is the meaning for that. Then D for distal. Okay, LA for labial, M for mesial, P for palatal. Sometimes in Wheeler's textbook, supposed to follow Wheeler's textbook. Okay, Wheeler's 11th edition. Okay, it's Wheeler's dental anatomy, physiology and occlusion, 11th edition. It is the only gold standard textbook for doing all your for a theory study as well as your practical class. You're supposed to purchase Wheeler's textbook 11th edition. So where the measurements are given, various measurements are being given to do a carving. Okay, as per the study. Okay, so in this, the first measurement to take is so see the midline. This is the midline drawn in all the surface. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, and the aspects are marked. Okay, that is a labial, mesial, and palatal and distal. Okay, so I just diagrammatically and show you what are the steps I'm going to do in the carving, in this carving procedure. Okay, diagrammatic representation. Okay, so this is your wax block. Yes. So first step is draw on the midline, mark the point. Okay, that is around 12. Okay, here is 6 and here is 6. Next is mark the aspect. Okay, that is LA, indicating the labial aspect. So other things I shown clearly in the wax block, that is LA. labial aspect, mesial, palatal and distal. Okay. So next step will be measuring the cervico-incisal length of the crown. That is, from the top, take a measurement of, see, as given in the Wheeler's textbook. So what is the measurement given for cervico-incisal length of the crown is 10.5. Exactly, you have to take measurement 10.5. From here you put 10.5 here and draw one line. Okay, this indicates your length of the crown. Okay, and from here, this point onwards, you have to take the measurement of the length of the root. Okay, that is 13. From here we have to take 13. Fine. This is the next step I am going to do. So how to take the measurement? The wax block. First is 10.5, right? Length cervical. In cervico-incisal length of the crown of maxillary central incisor is 10.5. Okay. So this is your 10 and this is your 10.5. Fine. So can you be able to see this? See, this is your 10.5 here. Okay. Approximately you have to take. Exactly you have to take. Okay. From here, take 10.5. Again, in the next surface, on all the surface you have to mark the length of the crown. Okay, not only in the labial aspect, including the labial, mesial, palatal and distal. Fine. And join the points. Join on the points. So we are going to join all the points here without any disturbance and error. Okay. Can you able to see this? So this is your length of the crown. Okay, 10.5. Here is the 10.5. Got it? Can you able to see this? Okay, 10.5 is the measurement. Okay. Next is root length. It is 13. Am I correct? So that is 1.3. 13 means 1 point, just slightly increase the length of the divider till you reach the 1.3 measurement. 1.2, 1.3, 1.3. Yes, without disturbing the divider, to take the measurement from the end of the length of the crown. Okay. Again, join all the parts. Fine. So in this step, what we are done saying is length of the crown has been measured and length of the root has been measured. From here only you have to draw the length of the root from this portion till the down. Okay, this is your root length and this is your crown length. Okay, so next step is divide the crown into 3 equal parts. Okay, in all the surface. This indicates your incisal 1/3, then middle 1/3, and cervical 1/3. On all the surface you have to go into divide the crown portion into 3 equal parts. Okay, that indicates your incisal 1/3, middle 1/3 and cervical 1/3. It's all there in detailed description, is all there in your Wheeler's textbook. Just go through the theory part also. Okay, slightly I'm using the polishing material. Okay, you have to get one polishing cloth also. Okay, so doing a proper way. Okay, remove all the debris, wax debris sitting on the block. So what I'm going to do is, each aspect I am to divide the crown into 3 equal parts. Okay, starting from labial aspect. Okay, just mark the points. And then take a measurement and do, or you can do it just arbitrarily if you want. Not a big deal. Okay, just for the beginner stages, initial stages of carving. Okay. Dividing the block into 3 equal parts. Should be equal. Okay, make sure it should be equal. Okay, so next is going to take them mesial and distal. Mesio-distal diameter. The next one, first is cervical length of the crown has been taken, then root length is taken. So next measurement will be mesio-distal diameter of the crown at crown. Okay, mesio-distal diameter of the tooth at crown level. Okay. So for this, what I'm going to do is, so as I told, in the natural teeth, this is your labial aspect and this is your palatal or the lingual aspect. Okay, call it as palatal. Okay, very specifically if you want to call it as palatal only. Okay, so this is your mesio-distal diameter. Okay, it's there in your textbook alone. Okay, again it is there in your textbook. Okay, this is your mesio-distal diameter. So what is the measurement they are given as 8.5. Okay, so 8.5. What is going to do is divide this numerical into by 2. Okay, you will get one value of 4.25. Okay, when you divide 8.5 by 2, it is 4.25. So that is the measurement what we are going to take from the midline. Okay, so 4.25, and whenever you take the measurement here, okay, whenever you're taking the measurement here and marking means, always you take 0.5 or 1 mm excess. Okay, when you're marking the measurement, always take 0.5 or 1 mm excess. Why? Because when you take exactly the 4.5 measurement or 8.5 measurement means, when you start carving, finally you will lose wax and the total diameter will go off. So you will lose the mark. So better always keep it excess means finally you will reach the exact measurement. That is why I am asking you to do like this. Okay, it's an easy step to taking a precaution not to avoid any shortage of the measurements. Okay, so 4.25 you can take it exactly 4.25 in your scale. So for that you can take 4.5. Okay, 4.5 here. In the scale you take 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, 4.5. So at crown, okay, at crown it is 4.5. Here I marked, here I marked. Okay, I'll show you in the diagrammatic presentation also. Next is at cervix. Okay, that is at cervix. Here is the cervix. Okay, at cervix it is 3.5. They ask you to take 3.5. Actually the total measurement is 7. Okay, divide by 2 is 3.5. Okay, so here it is 3.5. Slightly reduce it. At cervix it is 3.5. I'll show you here. Okay, from this we have taken 4.25 here and 4.25 here over the mesial and distal surfaces. Okay, this is your mesio-distal diameter from the labial aspect. Okay, here it is 3.5 and 3.5. Okay, so for the total measurement is 8. So what is the exact measurement? It is 8.5. Okay, so the total measurement should be 8.5 and here it is 7. Okay, not 3.5 or 4.25. Okay, the total measurement should be there in your final carving. So from here I'm going to draw one line. Okay, draw a line like this. So this is your first step of carving your crown portion. Okay, this is how it takes a shape. Okay, after doing the carving. So draw one line here, take two measurements, should be 8.4. Okay, and here it is 7. Okay, so after that marking, you remove the wax from here and remove the wax from here, mesial and distal areas. Okay, so same thing I'm going to do here also in the wax block. So the labial aspect as well as in your lingual aspect also is supposed to take the measurement. Okay, same measurement, 4.25 or 4.5 will take. Okay, because you can't able to take 4.25, right? So always I asked to take excess on the lingual aspect. Make a firm depression. Okay, it should be marking should be evident on the palatal. Next is 3.5. Okay, for that you take 4. 3.5 or 4 also you can take. 4 you can take. Fine. So join the point. Join the point. Okay. Here also the palatal aspect. Fine. So we have drawn the initial outline of the crown. Okay, we are giving the based on the measurements given in your textbook. Okay, Wheeler's textbook. So after this, next is you have to, as I told in this diagrammatic representation, you have to remove wax from here and wax from this portion. Okay, for that what you are going to do is start carving from, don't carve from labial or lingual aspect. For getting your lingual, labial and the palatal aspect or the lingual aspect, you have to carve from mesial and distal. Okay, so slowly you start carving on the mesial and distal surface or the aspect. Okay, slowly do it very slowly till you reach the outline, till you reach this outline. Okay, slowly you start carving. Yes, so how much you equally are carving in the mesial aspect, the same thing you have to carve in the distal also. Okay, that is more important. Don't lose the excess wax. Okay, it should be controlled. Distal aspect I'm carving. Again move on to the mesial area. Let it reach the outline. Slightly giving a light pressure. Let it remove the material. Okay, just by slightly it is firm. The wax is very firm. Okay. So minor corrections I'm going here. The cervical 1/3. Okay, these are by practice only you can learn. You keep on doing, you can learn properly how to do any small corrections you can do, means you can learn by like this. Okay, slowly you can do by doing, keep on doing only you can learn so much of this one. till reach the outline just cut. Okay. Should be in the shape of V. So next is same thing what you done on a labial and the palatal aspect. Same thing we are going to do in your mesial and distal carving also. Okay, for carving your mesial and distal aspect, draw the midline again. Continue. Okay, draw the midline again. Divide the block into 3 equal parts. Okay, same thing what you done in your labial aspects. Labial and palatal aspect, divide the block into 3 equal parts. Fine. So then after that I'll show you the when you see from the view mesial or the distal aspect. Okay, this mesial opposite is your distal aspect. Okay, when you view this portion you will get the slightly convex area, it is a labial portion, and concave, not exactly it is convex, it takes the shape of an S. Okay, take a shape of an S. This is your palatal area or the palatal aspect. Okay, this is what you're going to do in your wax block. Okay, so what I'm going to do is draw the mesial and distal outline. You can see the textbook and carve. Okay, before that we have to take the measurement. I didn't take the measurement. So what is the measurement? It is 3 labiolingual, labio or buccolingual. It is labiolingual diameter of the crown. Okay, it is 7. Okay, the divided by 2 is 3.5. So 3.5 we can take 4. That is fine. Okay, I asked you to take 1 mm 1 mm excess, right, for your safety purpose. 4. So I'm taking 4 mm the mesial at crown. Okay, both the side, on the distal also. At cervix it is 3. Okay, you can take 3.5 in that. 0.5 excess we can take. So at cervix, on the mesial aspect, cervix. Okay, on the distal aspect, at cervix it is 3.5. So the total measurement should be 7 and 6, not 3.5 or 3. That is for a carving purpose alone. Okay, not the measurement. Okay, measurement should be 7 and 6. Okay, draw the outline from here. Draw a rough diagram. Okay, here also. So when you see from this mesial and distal aspect, the labial should be evident here and the lingual should be on the lingual aspect or the palatal aspect. Okay, and start carving from labial and palatal. Okay, now to remove the wax for the mesial and distal. Okay, hold the form, firmly hold it and carve it till you reach the outline. Almost reaching the outline. Here also frequently remove it. Fine. Okay. The lingual aspect, same thing. The lingual aspect. I didn't reach the outline, slightly reaching now. Okay, don't go in the edge, give always space. Remove excess, don't remove the excess. Okay, for carving your lingual fossa. Okay, this is your lingual fossa. Okay, and this is your cingulum. Fine. So use this curved area. Okay, use the curved area to carve your lingual fossa. Okay, the palatal aspect, the mid portion. Here in the mid portion, slightly give a small firm pressure, slightly carve the lingual fossa there. Don't touch, don't go beyond the mesial 1/3. Okay, don't go beyond the mesial 1/3. Fine. Still more because wax is there. Yes, we almost reached the outline. Okay, that's fine. So one small specific technique I used to follow is defining the cervical line. What is the cervical line? This is your cervical line. Okay, this curvature is your cervical line of the tooth. That is the junction between the crown portion and the root portion. Okay, so what I was going to do is use the sharp end. Okay, use the sharp end of the carver here between the neck portion of the tooth crown and the remaining wax block. Give slightly draw the curvature, cervical line curvature in all the aspects, and remove the wax slowly from there. Okay, this is one small special technique I used to do to get a defined crown portion. So from there you remove the wax slowly from cervical 1/3. Okay, not touching any other area, only on the cervical line, cervical 1/3 you have to. So remove the wax from the cervical 1/3. Yes, from all the aspects you have to remove the wax from the cervical 1/3. Okay, for better defining the cervical 1/3 area, and automatically your cingulum formation will takes place properly. Okay, fine. So cingulum formation will take place. So again I'm redefining the lingual fossa. Okay, here is your cingulum. I'm defining the area of the cervix from the cervical 1/3. Okay, overall I'm going to reduce the excess wax from the wax block in order to reach the exact measurement of the crown length, from all the aspects. These are, you can do it slowly by practice you can learn. Keep on doing, only you can learn, because it's an art. One day you can learn everything, right? So it's an art, so slowly only you have to learn. It's important to learn carving in the first year, because this will help you to learn the anatomy properly. Okay, so similar to your general anatomy of the human anatomy, where you will be reading osteology, right? So for gross anatomy you will be seeing the cadavers. So you have to know where the structures are present and where the nerves are passing, blood vessels are passing in each areas, the fossas, as well as in the osteology where the foramens, where the veins and nerves are passing through each foramen. You have to learn. Similarly, what you learn in your anatomy class. So for dental anatomy, for the carving only you can know how the natural tooth will look like. Okay, same thing you will be doing in a clinical practice by applying or applied aspects. Okay, those things will be learned in your upcoming years. Okay, so see, when you see the distal portion, you see the natural tooth. Okay, from see the distal is more curved. Okay, that is the most important feature, from starting from cervical 1/3. Okay, gradually increasing, and incisor 1/3 takes a small curvature. Okay, where the incisor 1/3 seen from the mesial aspect is slightly straight and sharp. Okay, so this is an incisor aspect. The same thing should be replicated in your carving. Okay, So distal should be more rounded rather than flat. Fine, getting point. Remodifying the lingual foramen area, lingual fossa. Fine. With this, your lingual fossa has been created and cingulum is ready. Okay. Here the distal, see the distal is marked here, so distal is slightly curved. Okay. However, your mesial is almost straight. Here you can see small bulges of the excess wax. Okay. Make it flat. All that irregular portions that are evident due to the marking, it should be flat and should not be evident in your final finish of work. Just slowly do it and remove all the excess. Okay, it's almost flat, right? Okay. So one more is carving of the lingual fossa. Okay, properly. Okay, what to do is draw one small W here. Okay, small W here, the lingual fossa area. So the lingual aspect. Okay, here and draw a W or inverted M, anything you can call it as. From here when you see is it is a W, the shape of a W. Okay, same thing I am going to draw using the tip of the carver. Okay, fine. Then use the other end of the carver, okay, this curved scoop area of the carver, and remove the excess wax in order to create a well defined lingual fossa with proper marginal ridge. Okay, so this is more important. Without this, it's not a good way to show it to your examiner or your teachers. Okay, your teacher in charge. Show means it is wrong, it is incomplete work. Okay, not the complete work. So it should be shallow. See, when you see that it's more shallow. Natural teeth also, it's more shallow. Okay, so use the other end of the carver to scoop the wax from that portion. So this is your marginal area. This is your margins. Okay, automatically it will form. So this takes your mesial marginal ridge and the distal marginal ridge. Okay, this is distal marginal ridge and mesial marginal ridge. So the definitions are given in your textbook. You can go through what is a marginal ridge. It's just shown in your natural tooth. The exact definition is there in your textbook. You just go through. Okay, the terminologies or the landmarks. That is the chapter name or section name in the first chapter. Chapter number 1 from the Wheeler's textbook. Fine, it's more shallow. Yes, it's more shallow. So after that, we have to start carving the root portion. Based on the root carving only, you have to do some minor corrections in your crown portion, and finally we have to do the exact measurements for the crown. This carving of root will be continued in part 2 of the video. Thank you.